We're excited to have our speaker for this evening. I've known him for about a couple of years now. Fantastic guy, he knows all the information, loves to have fun, travels, and is one of the outstanding public speakers in this business. He's a national director, and without any further ado, let's bring him in. Nick Rodrigues. Let's have a hand for him. Awesome.
You got hear me? I'm gonna let the music sink in for a little bit. I'm the head hold. You know, Mike? Awesome, awesome. I should probably get the clicker, right? Where is it? Look at that. Hey, setting me up here. What's up, family? How y'all doing?
Good.
Look, we got about 13 people in here, but we're going to make it sound like we're at Madison Square Garden. Is that all right? That's how I roll. Because you don't know who's the person in the room, that one person that needs your energy, because that's the person that can make you a millionaire. All right? Ain't that right, Mark? It's my first business partner. I did this with only one person in the room, and it was him. He's grown an organization enormous. Thank you very much. He's paid for a lot of my vacations. But it's not about that. Today we're going to talk about a simple opportunity that's allowed us to create leverage. And the reason why I'm going to put a focus on this word called leverage is because leverage allows you to do a lot of things. Is it fair that a lot of people here like to love? Strong?
Yes.
Is it also fair to say that if we had the opportunity to love people more and give back more to people that needed it, we would do so? Right? How about live? Live your own life. Start to create your own schedule. Do the things that you've always wanted to do without ever having to ask somebody else for permission. And that's what leverage is going to do. Leverage gives you the opportunity to live life better and love more, because it allows you to reap the benefits of what other people are doing that you help to get there. And today I'm going to talk about a company, but more importantly I'm going to talk about an organization that's going to serve as a vehicle to help you get to whatever goals, aspirations, anything you've ever wanted to, a little bit easier and a little bit faster. Is that all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. And my name is Nicholas Rodrigues. I'm a national director in the wonderful city of Boston, and I'm here supported by Team New England, which I absolutely love. Best support system in the country. I don't care what anybody else says. Right? Let me turn this thing on, because I'm guessing the battery. There we go. So before I get started, let me tell you a little bit about the company. The company is called 5 Links, and we believe in 5 main principles: vision, integrity, opportunity, freedom, and success. We've been around since 2001, and the reason that's important is simply this. We are not a startup company, even though we have a startup culture. We've been around for 13 years, and we generate over $100 million year over year over year. The reason we've been able to have such success is because of our tremendous co-founders. Craig Jerbeck, Jeb Tyler, and Jason Guck have over 60 years of experience in sales, marketing, as well as our industry. And with that growth, we've got a lot of accolades. We've been recognized in the Inc. 500, 5,000 for 9 consecutive years in a row, actually as of recently. And one of the things that I love about this company is the motto, representatives come first. Because they understand that you will always be, as the person in this company, representative, the most important person in the room. How many people in here sometimes feel like they're overworked and underpaid and aren't as appreciated in their own job?
Yeah.
How many people here feel like even at their job, they feel like they don't have the tools to succeed like they would like to? So one thing that the company did to say, let's put the proof in the pudding, is they built a 50,000 square foot world headquarters in Rochester, New York, with over 300 customer service representatives working on your behalf in a multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art technology center.
Wow.
Now, would you feel like, you know what, I could go out there with an army of 300 people that got my back?
Yes.
That's just the first thing they did, right? But why? Why would you do something like this? I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know your life, because I don't, because everybody's life is different. But all of us have very similar challenges, and it's exactly how you deal with the challenges that matter. That's how life is different. So what would you like to do? I'm going to ask you these questions today. If you had the opportunity to do what you wanted to do when money wasn't an issue, starting today, how would your life be different than it's been every day up until today? What does freedom mean to you? What does be your own boss mean to you? What would you do if today you could erase all debt and any future bills that came into your account was wiped off by one commission check. Imagine that. I went to Boston College. My school cost almost $60,000 a year, $250,000. It cost me more money to get an education than it costs most people to live in their homes. And if you guys didn't know, college debt has recently surpassed credit card debt as the highest debt in the country.
Feeling it.
And if you have children now, imagine what that's going to be. Are you prepared to put $500,000, $1 million to invest in the bank for your child to get an education that is really out there for people that's become more of a luxury instead of a necessity? We need to educate our children, and this is the way how. And once we do that, we start by telling them how to give back. Maybe it's charity. Is it give back to a foundation that you like to? Is it maybe give back to your church? But I'm a strong believer in this. I don't know how in God's name anybody can give back to any kind of foundation when they are their own charity. We need to first get back to the me foundation. Create establish ourselves, and put ourselves in a position that we can live for ourselves and then go out there and help others. Is that fair?
Yes.
Agree.
And that may sound like I'm talking about it, and I may sound confident, but that's only because I've done this a million times. But you don't have to listen to me. I ask you to go out there and do your due diligence. Do your own research. Go check out all of the accolades that we have, but more importantly, see that we've been the top company in Rochester for the last 2 years, and since 2006, top 100. We also have companies like Kodak that are also in the same company. We have direct selling news, Inc. 500, 5,000, your business at home, success at home, and I'm looking at a couple phases here, and people are like, what is that? And you know what? I was that same guy. I said the exact same thing. I didn't know. But let me throw out a couple of other publications we've been in recently. Maybe you may know. Anybody knows what CNBC is?
Yeah.
Anybody know that in January we were in the Wall Street Journal for a $65 million acquisition that put us in the $1 trillion industry? Does that make you feel a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? And look, people don't understand the magnitude of this business. I'm in corporate America. I have a great job. I make a six-figure income. But people said, hey, Nick, if you're doing so well, why are you doing something like this? I'll tell you why. Because if I can make the same amount of money in my full-time job in 4 hours that I'm making in 40, and you can make double your income in 44 hours, who'd cash their check? That's what I'm doing. Because I understood the magnitude of direct sales. It's a $167 billion industry. And to put that in comparison to some of the big industries out there that we look and glorify actors, we glorify musicians, we glorify athletes, the movie industry is a $10.8 billion industry. The music industry is $16.6, and the NFL is a $9.56 billion industry. And over the course of a year, they typically, on average, $37 billion a year. We do 4 times that. Direct sales does 4 times all of those, and you don't have to be a supreme athlete. You don't have, maybe you can dance like Mike Ali. This guy's super dancer. But I can't sing like Beyonce, I can't act like Denzel Washington. I sure as hell cannot throw the ball like Tom Brady. But what this has allowed me to do is be an ordinary person in a position to make the same kind of extraordinary income. Who likes that? And it's all about opportunity. My mom always said, be at the right place at the right time. I was always at the wrong place at the wrong time. So I got the beatings that I got, but I turned out to be the person that I am. Right? But I just want to share with you, as you can see here, these are just wealth trends. In the 80s, we had the computer boom. Now it'd be crazy if I said computer and people didn't understand what it was. In the 80s, that wasn't the case. Right? In the 80s, we had people like Michael Dell. We had people like Bill Gates. We had people like Steve Jobs. They were walking into people's homes and say, hey, I got this great idea called the computer. And people were like, you crazy? This typewriter works phenomenally. Right? And people say, you're crazy, you would never do it. They'd have people in their homes. Matter of fact, Steve Jobs had people in his living room, right? In his garage. And people thought he was crazy. But think about it. Fast forward only 30 years. Technology is just a long time. Those are the 3 richest people in the world. Right? Think about that opportunity. Think about telephone. I'm bundling these together. Right? We have cell phone and we have telephone. Regular phone. Right? I'm going to say a word that a lot of people are scared of, but I'm explaining. It's called deregulation. All that means is breaking up a monopoly because the government does not want one company to own an entire industry. Is that fair?
Right.
You get that?
Yes.
So who here like options? And I'll prove it to you. Right? You guys understand that AT&T used to be the only game in town at one point. That's it. If AT&T wanted to charge you $26.99 to make a call from Boston to Brockton, guess what you're paying? $26.99. So the government came in and said, I'd like to give you a beautiful word. It's called options. I love options. Who likes options? Right? And with options, now you don't have to worry about paying AT&T. Let me prove it to you. Who has AT&T in here? Wand, T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, Virgin. I can keep going, right? So now they give you options, and you can choose against the plans that you want. And guess what? We also get paid on those as well. Talk about that a little later, right? Then we have the internet. If you're going to go online and you're going to look something up, where are you going to go? Google. It's an engine search. It's not called Google, but what do? Google it. Half our phones are Google. If you're on Android, you can't do nothing without Google. I can guarantee you if the internet shut down right now, it'd be mass hysteria. Am I lying? I'm sure people have updated their Instagram, maybe tweeted, or updated their Facebook in the 3.5 minutes I've already been up here. Right? It's like, yep. And the Google brothers made billions of dollars. Mark Cuban, owner of Dallas Mavericks, they've made billions of dollars here. Voice over IP, nothing but digital phone service. Carlos Slim, the second richest man in the world, was recently first, made all of his money in voice over IP. If he can make his money there, do you think it's a good idea for your company to do the same thing? Absolutely. But guess what? Those are wealth trends that have come and gone. And I'm going to ask you this. A lot of us in here looking at it, some of us are very young, some of us a little bit older, but maybe we didn't have the money, the resources, or the knowledge to invest in these wealth trends. We weren't invited to this party. If I had my dancing shoes, I'd have been dancing all over here. Right? Who owns Google stock? Who owns Sprint stock? We don't. Now let me ask you this question. Knowing what you know today, if I brought you back to 1981, who would have invested in Apple? Who would have invested in Google? Who would have invested in Sprint?
Yes.
Now do you want to wait another 30 years for somebody to ask you that question and say no? Shame on you if you don't know what the next wealth trends are. Energy, mobile marketing, healthcare, and wellness. The great thing about this company is we position you to get paid on bills and services that you already have. For example, anybody know anybody in here who does not have electricity on purpose? Just saying, you gotta put that last part in there. Right? If not that, then gas. You guys understand we need these to survive.
Yeah.
Another thing that's become a necessity, just like air and energy, is called internet. Right? We all have internet. Some people rather lose their heat than their internet. They're not losing Facebook. Right? But here's the thing. I'm not going to go through all of these, but raise your hand if you know, if you pay for any of these services already. Everybody. And we have strategic partnerships. We're not inventing companies. You guys familiar with Verizon? You guys familiar with Comcast? You guys Verizon with Time Warner? These are Fortune 500 companies that we have partnerships with that allow you to get paid by helping people save on those exact bills. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And guess what? If you don't need to negotiate with yourself, if you're going to pay a bill that you got to save anyway, who would do it? Absolutely. Let me ask you another question. If people have bills, do companies have bills?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Absolutely do. So just like we help people, we help companies. Because tell me a legitimate company that does not have a phone. Tell me a legitimate company that does not have internet or electricity. Matter of fact, tell me a legitimate company that doesn't have health care. And by law, have to have it. So imagine getting paid on something that by law you have to have. Who likes that? Right? And what is your wealth without your health? Right? I talk about that all the time, but let me talk about the magnitude of it. You think Steve Jobs would give up his entire fortune for one more year of life?
Yes.
You think if he had known how to prepare himself better through his health 10 years ago, he would have done so? Yes. And we're positioning you to do the same thing because we don't want you to just make a lot of money to have the type of life you want. We want you to live life longer and enjoy it while you're doing it. And we came right into wellness. We understand, as I talked about, 44 million people are uninsured in America, and it is against the law for them to be uninsured. Obamacare, maybe you've heard of it. And we're positioning you to help them help themselves. We got into Montevita coffee, which I'll talk about. We've also got into health products, health alternatives. I'll talk directly about the coffee. I'll be honest with you. People tell me don't say this, but I'll say it anyway. I do not drink coffee, even if it's Montevita. This is the healthiest coffee on the market, maybe on the planet. It has all these great nutrients. It helps you for weight loss, helps you with appetite suppression. It's the only coffee I know that can help you lose weight by doing nothing. Now I'm saying, nothing also means don't go to Dunkin' Donuts, buy a 12-pack of donuts, and be like, I ain't losing no weight. Those habits that you have, Fatty McDaddy, are not going to help you get those goals. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Y'all laughing, but you know how many people here know people that was like, I'm working out, I'm gonna take some supplements, and then they eat all this junk and go do 5 minutes on treadmill. Get out of here. Right?
Right.
But what I understood was, although I don't drink coffee, how many people in my organization, put your hand up? They drink coffee. How would you like to get paid on something you don't even do? I don't drink coffee, but he drinks coffee. His mama drink coffee, his sister drink coffee, his friend drink coffee, and his job drink coffee. So you know what? I will cash the check and buy some tea. Who likes that? But what we understood was we don't want coffee to be our only health alternative, because like Mike Ali over here, if you guys have seen the Cirque du Soleil Facebook videos, so they do all types of push-ups and stuff, right? But he likes this lifestyle. So what we did is we said, hey, we want to go and do that. Why? Because if we're going to spend all this money at GNC, why not spend on something that's a great product that puts money back in your pocket? That's right.
That's right.
Fair? Because look, the statistics show that 83% of people that want to get fit want to do it themselves. You think they want to go to the gym? No. They want to do P90X. They want to do Insanity. They want to do Beast Body. They want to do all this stuff. And I talked about it the other day. Half of these individuals don't even get through a program. They do T-Focus 6. They get on P90X and they do 4 days. They get on Insanity. By the time they get to 90 days, they do 6 programs. But if they okay with that, that's fine. But they're taking all of this stuff in the process to help expedite it. But what we've done is we have awesome products. Our Boost product, I can't take energy drinks. I'm already hyper. You guys can see I'm already enthusiastic. I have enthusiasm, people like to say. So I take this, it gives me a nice boost and I don't crash. Right? It's a little dissolvable pill. They give you an edge, which helps you recover. Mark Joseph's had a bad shoulder. He's been taking this for the last couple of months. Every time I ask him, he forgets that he even has a bad shoulder. And I'm not saying that to make it up. I'm telling you because I know. He couldn't do push-ups at one point. Right? And lastly, we have the lean. I mean, first of all, I'm in a skinny suit. I'm going to disappear if I take any more of this stuff. So I got to add some extra thing called calories in mine. But I've seen people that have lost 20, 30, 40, even 50 pounds since May to put themselves to live better for themselves. Not for nobody else, but yourself. So if you had the position to be healthier, live better, make more money, love better, and also save on bills that you got to pay, and help people that you care, love, save on bills that they have to pay anyway, who think that makes sense? I know I do. And that's why I chose to do this opportunity. But that's just me. But look, this is not a let me help you get savings opportunity. This is a business opportunity. People aren't here just to learn how to save, even though that's essential in this day and age. People are here to learn how to not save money, but
Make money.
Who here wants to know how to make some money here? We made a lot of it, but I don't think anybody in this room has made more than this guy. I look up to this guy. He's introduced me to this company. If it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't be in here. He's the first senior vice president in Massachusetts. He loves what he does. He's always trying to help people. He's actually a police officer, so you know he cares about his community. He protects and serves and gets paid at the same time. And I could say with true conviction that I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for this guy, and half of the people in this room wouldn't be there, because he would take the shirt off his back to help you do anything that you need to succeed, and that is not an opinion, that is a fact. I'd like for everybody to stand up for a moment as I introduce the first senior vice president of the state of Massachusetts.
Hey.